Coach Malone?
Well, before we start, I'd just like to say that we have really good press here in Dallas, and you guys, you look at our stats. I look at some of you guys' stats, and I'm not gonna say his name, but one of you guys was voted most likely to succeed in your high school, and like I said, I'm not gonna say your name, but wink if I'm talking about you. Everybody's nobody's blinking. Anyway.
So what was how did you feel about last Saturday's game?
Well,
You come with a lot of confidence after that?
Well, as a coach, you watch the video, and it's never as bad as you thought, and it's never as good as you thought. There were some good things that we did defensively, but when we continue to watch it and continue to because as coaches we watch it several times, and we see that the guys are playing hard, and that's one of the things that when you bring a new staff in, you talk about changing the culture, and you talk about a lot of things, and getting them to buy into the system in terms of the effort and in terms of their heart and that fight. That's normally the last thing to come. But we see it in our guys really early. They don't quit. The last play of the game for us on defense was an extra point play, and Justin Lawler is giving out so much effort that the guy from TCU had to actually grab his jersey and pull him down. He's going to block that kick. So those things are encouraging. Now we have to eliminate big plays. We have to eliminate missed tackles. But if you go across the country, you're going to have those things. You're going to have, on the best teams, you're going to have a missed tackle here or there. And we talked to our team about performing at a high level. Well, that's part of it, is that you have to eliminate big plays. One thing we didn't do is we didn't have a defensive penalty. And I haven't been a part of a game like that in a while where you didn't give them an easy thing like a penalty. So our guys, there is some improvement happening. We as coaches, we want it to happen really fast. This is a microwave society, and we're microwave coaches. But it's going in the right direction, so we can be encouraged by that.
You mentioned getting them to believe, to buy in. Is that the key? I mean, you can scheme all you want, but really, they got to want to win and know how.
Exactly, and I think that's what Coach Morris said, is we are continually, if me and my analogies, you look at it like I like crawfish, right? I like to boil crawfish. So when you initially bring the crawfish in, it's not a good deal. Nobody wants to touch them; they stink, right? But at the end of the day, when you throw them on the table, everybody's there. Everybody wants some. So that's kind of what we're experiencing here as a defense as we continue to grow. But a big part of it is these guys believing and having confidence that they can do it. Having confidence. Now, nobody, just like we said week one, no moral victories, that's not ever good enough for this program, not ever good enough for us as coaches, and not good enough for our team or our fans. But when you go out and you do things and to show yourself that you can compete with anybody, then it's disappointing when you don't do it consistently enough to win. So our guys at this point, they're feeling that. They see, I'm talking defensively, they see, man, we gave them some things, and we could have been in much better position. It's like when the offense talked. When we created turnovers, they scored, So it's just proven that if you give them the ball, they'll score with it. So we're going to keep pounding the pavement in that way, and eventually we'll get there.
You rotated two defensive lines in pretty steadily, at least in the second half, and some of your second string guys, Robert Seals, Zeldminer, Dion Green, made some plays. How much difference is there between your first and second line?
You know what? Those guys are right. They're right there. But when you talk about that first group and that second group, it's consistency. It's the fact that those guys in the first group, for the most part, they're not making big-time mental bust. Whereas the second group, we're still growing in that way. So when we talk to Robert Seals, who was the player of the game, we say, hey, man, you have something in you that if you go out there and you can be consistent, then you really take us to another level, because he was highly productive in the game, but we're looking for consistency from him in that position.
All right, you mentioned Robert. He had a big sack. He had a stop on fourth down. Did you see that kind of performance coming based on what you saw in practice in the first two games?
Well, like I said, he has that in him, and when we can get it to transfer onto the field, because we see flashes. It's the same. We talk defensively. We see flashes of things that we want as a coaching staff, that we as a program that we want, but we just need it consistently. And when you're young, you don't know that you're doing it right. You're just doing it, So we're definitely looking for consistency from him, but from our team.
What have you seen from Shaquille Randolph at the starting position through the first 3 games?
Well, we see him continually learning. We sent him on a blitz, and he ran right into the blocker. Well, that's growing. That's understanding the blitz path. That's continuing to do it. So we're encouraged, continually encouraged. When you play some of the teams that we're playing, some of the things that we do, they're not uncovered as well as as we continue to march down this road, as they will be. And speaking of the teams we're playing, do we play the Green Bay Packers next? I mean, we got everybody in the nation ranked on our schedule. Let's go to the NFL teams.
Anthony Roan came out of spring making a lot of the calls for the front seven, and you've been rotating him with Nick Horton. Does it impact the communication at all when they rotate?
Well, I tell you what, Roan is a different kind of guy when it comes to communication. He really takes hold, more than any of the other players. I'm talking at any position. He really takes great pride in getting us all lined up and getting us on the same page. So when he's in there, from that standpoint, it's a different level. But he's been suffering from, just nicks and bruises, and it has given Nick an opportunity to get in there and get some plays. So we feel good about both of those guys having an opportunity, because as we keep going, we're going to need them both, and like I said, with injuries, you need to be able to play with a lot of guys as much as you can from a trust level standpoint.
Coach Morris was talking about how he saw James Madison's quarterback when he played at Georgia Tech. How hard is it for you to prepare for an offense that's not on TV every week? And how familiar are you with the scheme you're going to see on Saturday?
Well, we of course watched them this summer. We all took opportunities to watch our first 4 opponents this summer. So I remember from the summer, but then going back and watching the games they've played so far, they're a fast-paced team. I think they had a game with 104 plays. So I just like to get an offense that goes, give me about 40, 50 plays a game, not 3 times that, but they're a fast-moving offense. The backs are really good. It seems that the offensive line, they're a pretty good offensive line. Have a couple receivers that show good speed, but going back to the quarterback, he definitely is a guy that you have to prepare for, because they use him in the run game, and he extends plays with his feet, much like Matt. And the fact that we have to face him every day, it really gives us between him and Colbert, it really gives us an opportunity to see what we'll face on Saturdays.
Against an offense that's so productive and moves at such a quick pace, how important is the turnover battle this week, as it is every week?
Well, for us, we understand defensively that turnovers equate to they equal success from a defensive standpoint. So we're always pushing that to our guys, and week to week it never changes. But like I said, you watch last week, and we created a turnover, we help our offense. And I think our guys are starting to understand and starting to believe that. But we just want to we want to make sure that they understand that turnovers, 1 is not good enough. 2 is not good enough. We need we need to give them multiple turnovers because that equals multiple possessions for our offense, multiple opportunities to get in, to get it in the end zone. Well, then you start giving yourself a little bit of a relaxed point on defense. But never for me. It's 3 hours of gut wrenching hell. You know.
You guys have played two very great offenses. How much has that improved defensive back play? You got, especially last week, those guys.
Wow. Well, when you face the offenses that we play, you don't see it. You don't see it until much later because we'll probably not during the season play a team with as much speed as we've seen from TCU, as we've seen from Baylor, and as a play caller, it really stresses you because you want to make sure that you keep your guys protected, but then you want to make sure that you challenge the offense. So there were times where we had to put our guys out there. You can't just sit back and have your hands tied, and that's not the way we practice. That's not the way we've trained our guys. So there comes points in the games in series where we have to be aggressive, where we have to attack. Well, when you're operating with a 4-6 guy as opposed to a 4-3 guy, it's different. And we anticipate as we move through the season, we won't be operating with guys with jets on their heels like we've had to in the first two.
You mentioned the James Madison quarterback uses his feet to extend plays. Is there any similarity in the way he uses his running game compared to the way Trevone Boykin did?
I think that there are in terms of, but Trevone, they have plays where he's reading. Well, it looks to be that James Madison, it's a give. It may set up as if he's reading, but it's a give. So I think the coaches control it a little bit more than with Boykin. I'm talking James Madison's coaches. They control it a little bit more than Boykin. A lot more experience, and they're just two different guys, but still the James Madison quarterback definitely shows the ability to be able to move it down the field himself, and he's a big part of what they do. He's the control center, for their offense. So it'll be just like with Boykin. It'll be a great challenge for us to be able to pressure him, for us to be able to contain him in the running game, tackle him well, because he's a bigger guy, So that'll be a challenge for us as well.
Anything else, guys? Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.